Et rebonjour YouTube pour l'épisode 2. J'espère que vous allez bien. Nous on est un peu choqués de ce qu'on vient de voir. Hein. Ce que vous venez de voir aussi. Ouais mais clairement Chicken, ouais. Clairement. On va repasser directement. Là je veux la suite. Hein. Quitte à faire... Là je veux la suite. Tes podcasts commencent à être longs. Donc peut-être que ce sera que 2. On verra. Là c'est à dire que là en fait on était en train de rêver. Sur cet épisode. Ah c'est trop bizarre. C'est-à-dire qu'il n'y a pas d'invasion de Monsieur Kalinou. Ah ça aurait été drôle si c'était vraiment arrivé. Et du coup c'est à dire que tout ce qu'on a fait là, on l'a rêvé. Un personnage quand même chelou. Des rêves bizarres. L'opinion que Canal 1 a de toi est importante. Tu la verras après chaque émission. Ah oui, parce que s'il m'apprécie pas, il me vire. Ouais, du coup là, on reprend le compte de jours. Un dur réveil. Le bip régulier, moniteur cardiaque vous ramène tout doucement à arrêter. Bah ouais, c'est vrai, parce qu'on s'était pris une décharge. Vous ouvrez les yeux. Le flou enveloppe votre environnement, laisse progressivement place à des visages inquiets. Vos proches sont à vos côtés. Vous ne savez pas où vous êtes, mais vous vous sentez rassuré. Vous clignez les yeux pour en chasser les vestiges du sommeil et prenez progressivement conscience de votre environnement. Sentez une main sur la vôtre, douce mais rassurante. Sam est à vos côtés, comme toujours. Contre toute attente, l'inquiétude qui déforme son visage rend celui-ci encore plus tendre. Dès que tu allais t'en sortir, on n'a pas douté une seule seconde. Et si jamais je crois à ce bossman, vous leur prenez la main et vous serez très forte en essayant de cligner les yeux. Mérite creusé par l'inquiétude, à même le front de Sam s'estompe quelque peu. Dieu sait que tous les deux vous avez suffisamment de soucis comme ça, sans que votre pensée ait une jouée et trouve le fait. Faisant un dernier sourire dans sa direction, vous vous tournez vers les autres membres de votre famille. Est-ce qu'ils sont un dernier sourire dans sa direction? Vous vous tournez vers les autres membres de votre famille. Au moment où vous percevez l'absence de Suzy, vous ne manquerez pas de remarquer que Charlie a la bougeotte en essayant tant bien que mal de ne pas céder au stress. Dès que vous posez les yeux sur Charlie, vous remarquez qu'il se crispe. Son visage trahit une profonde inquiétude. Alors ça va aller, hein demanda-t-il finalement, fuyant votre regard. Bien sûr que oui, il n'y a pas de quoi stresser. Charlie vous lance un regard et affiche un sourire radieux qui se répand dans toute la chambre comme un feu de forêt. Mieux vaut l'avoir dans votre camp. Votre sourire s'estompe lorsque vous remarquez que votre mère regarde par la fenêtre l'air absent. Vos efforts, elle ne va pas très fort depuis quelque temps. Ça va, maman? Votre mère sursaute, vous l'avez manifestement extirpée de sa rêverie. Elle se tourne vers vous en souriant. Poussez un soupir de soulagement lorsque vous voyez qu'elle vous reconnaît. Mais bien sûr, et toi, comment vas-tu? Vous voyez chaleureusement et hochez la tête en signe d'approbation. Avant qu'elle ne puisse répondre, une femme médecin débarque dans la chambre et fait sortir tout ce beau monde. Et vous demande pour la 100e fois au moins comment vous sentez. Très bien vu les circonstances. Très bien, il n'y a aucun signe de dégâts. C'est juste la vieille machine poussiéreuse qui a été sonnée. Ceci dit, ça ferait que ça ne se reproduise pas. Après 2 ou 3 jours de repos, vous devriez être frais comme un gardon. Ouais, talons pour s'en aller, mais marque un temps d'arrêt devant la porte. Oh, quant à la chambre individuelle et aux soins de la main de public, montre la chambre qui effectivement a l'air coûter les yeux de la tête. Vous en rendez compte que maintenant. Tout est pris en charge par Monsieur Bossman. Il vous a laissé ses fleurs et a dit que vous devriez prendre le reste de la semaine. Apparemment, il vous attend lundi prochain. Ça va. Okay. Un lourd fardeau. Bah ouais, parce que du coup, dans le rêve, on a repensé au passeport. Terminez de travailler très tard et lorsque vous rentrez, la lumière de cuisine est toujours allumée. Ce n'est jamais très bon signe. Généralement, à cette heure-là, tout le monde dort à point fermé. Vous ouvrez tout doucement la porte de la cuisine et vous percevez Sam. Des factures et des papiers sont éparpillés sur la table, ainsi que 2 paquets de biscuits, le premier vide et le deuxième entamé. Sam vous embrasse rapidement lorsque vous vous asseyez à ses côtés. Sam fronce ses sourcils et se replonge les factures. Coup bébé, encore les chiffres, hein. Sam jette un coup d'œil dans la direction du KGB, désormais converti en chambre pour votre mère. Notre mieux, mais je pense que Cassandra a vraiment besoin d'une infirmière maintenant. Soudain, vous ne voyez plus que les factures. J'ai passé la nuit entière à calculer et à recalculer. De larmoyant, ça me prend la main. J'ai beau faire les comptes dans tous les sens, on n'a pas les moyens, Pardon. Recouverte de factures, la table de la cuisine vous semble être un océan sans fond. Sam se lève et vous enlace avec force, mais votre mère occupe toutes vos pensées. Tout comme votre inaptitude à l'idée. Qu'est-ce que votre père en penserait? Est-ce donc ça l'utopie qu'Adven s'a promise? Vous fixez au regard la porte, la chambre de fortune que vous avez installée à votre mère. Demain, vous devriez en parler aux enfants. Et appelez le centre de transition pour prendre un rendez-vous. Qu'auriez-vous pu faire d'autre? Ah ouais. Une nouvelle voix. Regardez la télé avec Sam lorsque Charlie revint de dehors. Il est sorti de l'école depuis un bon moment déjà, mais il rentre à la maison de plus en plus tard en ce moment. Vous haussez tous les deux les épaules et finissez votre épisode de moi, encore moi et mesdames Massien. À la fin de l'épisode, vous dites bonne nuit à Sam. Vous devez vous lever tôt demain matin. Une fois à l'étage, vous vous apprêtez à entrer dans votre chambre lorsque vous apercevez un nouveau poster sur la porte de Charlie. Une affiche artisanale, mais l'illustration est parfaitement claire. Un point orange sur un fond noir. Le symbole est désormais célèbre. Le symbole désormais célèbre de perturbation. Les amis ont l'air d'être fort intéressants. Le gamin, il est en train de voir des trucs de résistants. Ce soir, Sam est au bureau et Charlie passe la nuit chez un copain. La maison est à vous. Vous commandez à manger, vous sirotez une ou deux boissons et déciderez de détendre devant la télé. La grille des programmes laisse à désirer, mais vous allez bien trouver quelque chose à regarder. Vous avez envie de rigoler un peu. Allez-vous décider pour une comédie? Sam n'est pas là, mais rien ne vous empêche de regarder un film d'horreur en solo. Vous voulez juste déconnecter du monde extérieur. Un thriller d'action devrait la faire l'affaire. Sam n'est pas fan des drames historiques, alors vous décidez d'en tirer profit de son absence. Gengis Khan ne vous a jamais vraiment intéressé, mais le film n'est pas trop mal. Vous avez même appris deux ou trois petites choses, comme le fait que son vrai nom était Temjouin. Chouette, hein. Lorsque tout est terminé, vous apprêtez pour chercher autre chose à regarder. Mais un reflet sur la table à café attire votre attention. Tendez le bras et ramassez un appareil mystérieux. Vous vous rappelez alors de la note de Sam. Eh bébé, Charlie a perdu le cadeau de Suzy. Ça ne te dérangerait pas de chercher pendant la soirée? Regardez un peu plus près et découvrez avec surprise que le cadeau est en fait un briquet avec le mot Chippy qui est gravé. Elle dit elle dit que c'est un surnom mignon, mais Charlie fronce les sourcils chaque fois qu'elle le prononce. Ça me risque de pas être d'accord. Dans le message l'accompagnant, Suzy explique que l'Irxistan a pour tradition de glorifier l'art d'allumer des feux. Je me suis dit que ça te plairait, ne fais pas de bêtises, Suze. Avec un peu de chance, c'est juste un souvenir et non pas un nouveau hobby pour lequel il se passionne. Pour lequel il va se passionner. Sympa qu'elle ait pensé à lui. Joue au Téléthon, une émission bonus entière dans le menu extra. Alors l'émission bonus, on la fera à la fin. Sans douter, on va pas faire ça. National Nightly News. Mais après, c'est vrai que, au bout d'un moment, quand même, le présenteur disait National Nightly Loss. C'est vrai que c'était pas net. Et du coup, on n'a pas de bonus de salaire parce que c'était un rêve. On est plus en train de rêver. Mais partir comme t'es net, c'est le bordel. Je pense qu'on va faire deux émissions parce que là, les émissions durent plus longtemps qu'avant. Comme ils diraient les riches, Webellion. Oui, Webellion. Webellion. N'oubliez pas, Webellion. Webellion. Pour 232, le silence. Jeremy Davidson. L'antenne va bien. Il n'y a plus de trucs anti-Monsieur Kalinou. Ouais, qu'en plus, même le soleil, c'est un indice quelque part. Il y a une carte Monsieur Kalinou quand même. Ah oui, bah tiens, on le remet, c'est bon. Le son du jeu était pas assez normal.
You'll have me fight too.
Don't tempt me.
C'est moi qui oublie de le remettre.
Good evening. I'm
Ça fait 2 fois.
And I'm Jeremy Dawson. Our main headlines tonight.
The establishment strikes back. The World Council has agreed today to impose punitive sanctions on the people of this country.
The sanctions, which are broad-ranging, include restrictions on the supply of oil and gas, food, clothing, and even some medicines. But how should we react? We asked the public.
What do you think about all these sanctions?
I doubt it make a lot of difference, Pet. I've lived through 2 world wars and I smoke 40 a day. And if that ain't killed me, I doubt this will either.
Thanks, Patrick. Fascinating stuff.
Popular Prime Minister Julia Salisbury has released a reassuringly brave statement in response to the World Council's controversial announcement.
This international declaration is nothing short of outrageous. We are a democratically elected government with massive popular support. We do not recognise these sanctions, and we encourage other socially progressive nations of the world to both resist and ignore them.
Ça commence à être la merde, le gouvernement de Vance.
Into the heart of the international community by showing that it is possible to have radical change for the betterment of the many. And whilst I wish we could improve other countries as much as we have our own, we do not rely on the help of others to thrive. This country is entirely self-sufficient. We are a team, now more than ever. And this team is on your side. Thank you.
Je le sens pas.
Defiant stuff. But what do you, the public, think of our government's stance? Robin Short found out.
I was wondering if you could tell me what you think of the government.
What? That shower of iridescent pricks, punishing success and
Montrez-les
rewarding
mécontents.
laziness. They're taking this country down the bloody Swanee. And it's not just me that thinks so. My wife Iris, she agreed.
Over to you, fellas. Global mega operation Remington's Fist today announced that trials have successfully completed on their groundbreaking male contraceptive product, Responsibility.
The drug has been passed by the government for general release, but the small print warns that, in rare cases,
Moi, je mets le médian.
enlarged genitalia, and increased risk of stroke. No double entendre intended.
Moyen.
But what do you, the public, think of Sophia Remington's latest venture? Patrick?
What are your thoughts on the new male contraceptive pill?
They're doing that now, are they? I can't see what's wrong with a washable lamb's bladder. It was fine for me and Harold. All 17 of my kids use the same method to this day. And my firstborn even uses the same bladder. Still at my age, who cares?
Okay, all right, yeah.
A momentary lapse of reason. Commuters across the capital found
40, pardon, ça fait beaucoup.
by the latest stunt by a controversial protest group. Disrupt.
In a baffling start to the day, commuters found performers outside every major station.
Je vais montrer les gars pas contents, j'ai pas le choix.
Whether we're supposed to be
Genre honnêteté
used
journalistique,
to
tu montres les gars pas contents.
Yes, Jeremy, but most commuters didn't even stop to notice.
Well, as long as it's not some grand contemporary dance, it's probably harmless.
But how do we all feel about Disrupt and their eclectic tactics? Robin found out.
Can I ask your opinions on Disrupt?
Are those the guys in black with the orange fist thing?
That's right.
Can I be honest?
Of course. This is journalism.
They scare me a bit.
Feast or famine. Resourceful doctors David Wong and Ingrid Sforsborg and Horgensford today announced their first successful harvest in Dante's taint. Although they can currently only grow a few fungal strains, the scientists seem to be staying positive, as the following picture shows.
The undauntable scientists chose to try and survive in the cave system while the complex rescue operation inches forward up here on dry land.
Let's hope they like stroganoff.
But with Advance planning to spend an eye-watering amount of public money on the rescue craft, we asked Patrick Bannon to find out what we should all be thinking about the accelerating costs.
Avis
What are your
positif.
thoughts on the costs of the rescue?
Oh my God, Patrick Bannon, wash your mouth out with soap. You can't put a value on human life. You have to spend whatever it takes because one day you might be trapped in an underwater cave system and you would want exactly the same.
I don't think so, actually, because for legal reasons, I'm actually not allowed within 31 yards of the coastline. So.
I am not a number. Applications finally opened today for the new advanced team membership cards, a scheme by the government to allow fast access to all the new public services
Que de pub là.
daily.
The team membership cards are entirely voluntary, but will be recognised as legal identification by all major organisations, including the police, banks, and, vitally, pubs and bars.
And of course, there's no charge, Jeremy.
It all seems too good to be true.
Well, you've always been a cynic. But most importantly, what should you, the public, think about the new team membership cards?
Team membership cards?
I don't really join things as a rule. As Mother always said, membership is mostly for unmentionables, Malcolm.
Oh
And
putain.
following tonight, Hospital Park.
J'arrive pas à dormir.
Images reach us today
Bah
of
re-bienvenue.
brave Johnny Handsleeves and his doting partner Tiffany Lamore in their ongoing.
Ah, on va reparler des potins de Tiffany Lamore.
Tiffany was forced to cancel her latest show, These Hotel Sheets.
On s'en bat les couilles de Tiffany Lamore, je vais mettre la mauvaise réaction.
To selflessly looking after the much-loved multimillionaire.
I'm sure the art world will recover.
De toute façon, après cette émission-là, on part pour ça, donc
What should your
si tu
opinion
veux,
be
tu passeras avec
of
moi chicken,
controversial artist
même si t'écoutes
for at
juste.
least appearing to stand by her man?
Disgusting.
Voilà,
Wise words there.
le sage-parole, merci Jérémy Davidson.
Jeremy in the culture chair, spitting rhymes with popular rapper Jay Zus. And then we'll both be chatting with a familiar team of thespians set to take the nation by storm.
Donc là, on a que deux trucs en fait, il y en a que deux.
Tonight's National Nightly News.
Et Léa, elle s'est endormie, je crois.
First tonight, thankfully, some news as we return to our main story.
The World Council today agreed that punitive and potentially illegal sanctions should be imposed upon this country.
Ah, ça c'est à cause des trucs du cul d'Advance.
Immediately aim to stop the flow of food, fuel, and even some medicines from reaching your pockets.
Tonight we have guests from across
Oula, regardez la gueule des
to
invités.
discuss this unprecedented situation. For advance, Peter Clement is at his home in Lancashire.
Ouais, la musique du jingle, je préfère le premier jingle avec la bombe atomique.
A momentous day, Prime Minister. Are you shaken?
Oh, I don't scare that easy, I'm afraid, old son. And neither do the people of this country.
Well, joining us is Ivan Vodovich, Foreign Minister of Urkistan. Ivan, thank you for being here.
It's a great pleasure. You, Megan Wolf, are like strongest guard at labor camp who wake up inside body of crazy, expensive prostitute. In my country, you will be worshipped as a god.
Ah d'accord.
Okay.
Minister, as one of those arguing most strongly for these sanctions, how do you feel about Advance's defiant stance?
Advance is like man who think he have big career in movies land, when actually he in dirty sanitarium, screaming at mirror and holding tiny penis in hand.
He's clearly not from Svenland, and we have like some of the cleanest mental health facilities in the continent.
On n'est pas un peu dans la merde.
And welcome to Svenland's Minister of Mojo, Björk. I'm sorry, we don't appear to have your surname.
It's just Björk, yeah. We don't use things like socially divisive surnames here, yeah.
Minister?
It's just Björk, yeah.
Right, Björk. Your country spoke in favour of Advance at the World Council today, but you were noticeably absent when it came to the actual vote.
Well, what a surprise. The hippies didn't show up for the fight.
Actually, that's quite racist, because if you must know, we were going to go to the whole, like, voting, yeah? But it's actually the Festival of Fureland here at the moment, where we honor the old generations. So, like, we all had to work our grandparents clean, yeah, whilst the vote was happening, and that's, like, a really, really time-consuming process, actually.
You're like a sissy man. You had this experience. Sissy man.
Ça commence bien.
Man with tiny penis.
On a 3 minutes à tenir avec eux. Putain.
Actually, that's quite homophobic, yeah,
Oh,
because...
stop winding him up, Ivan. We're not back at the Grange now. Sorry, Jeremy. Ivan and I used to play golf back in my media days.
Yeah, he always wins.
Nothing gives greater pleasure than grinding people's gears. The more publicly, the better.
Peter, you're like man with tiny penis, who think he had tiny penis, but actually he just...
Et moi je suis en régie en train de regarder cette mascarade. Vraiment.
Ivan's just worried that when the rest of the world sees how well we're doing, they'll notice all that dosh that he's got squirreled away. Because that's what these sanctions are, Megan. They're the last pathetic gasp of an establishment in collapse. Wolf's at the gates, Ivan, old mate.
Good. It can join others on my wall.
Actually, in Svenland, we have like serious animal welfare legislation. And like my friend...
Parce que, je sais pas comment vous dire, c'est systématiquement débile, mais c'est toujours inattendu.
Je suis d'accord avec toi, Pala. Je suis complètement d'accord avec toi, Pala.
We seem to be wandering a little from the news here.
That's human interest, Jeremy. The real people behind the headlines and all that. So if you're watching, Jan, give us a call.
Really?
Yeah. Let's see if we can't organise a reunion.
Crash, I'm not sure about that. I'll have to run it past Mrs. Clement first.
Peter, you like man trying to empty ashes of mistresses into oncoming vent. Soon you have tiny penis and beard full of secrets.
In Svenland, we don't really go in for all that restricted monogamy stuff here. We're kind of fluid, actually.
Okay, well, it seems that we are running out of time.
Yes, so before we go to the break, briefly, if you would, gentlemen, with the people of this country facing shortages and power outages.
Possible shortages and power outages.
Yes, of course. Thank you. Possible shortages and power outages. Can you summarise your thoughts for us, Minister Bjerg?
Well, from here, yeah, you all look a bit stupid, really arguing about outdated divisive concepts like...
Lui, il Est-ce que Pluck va perdre des neurones avant la fin? Clairement!
And that's like really hard to sanction,
Ta gueule, toi!
Your country is like man who think he invented...
C'est quand un homme qui croit qu'il a inventé un piège parfait.
When really he's just standing in field
holding his tiny penis. Yes, thank you, Minister. And finally, Prime Minister Clement.
Let me talk to your viewers here, Jeremy. Don't worry, everybody. Don't be afraid. Don't even lose a wink of sleep. We knew the rest of the world would react this way, and we're ready. As my old man used to say, you can't make a shite pie without blocking a few toilets.
Voilà. T'arrives pas à rep sur tel. Répondre à quoi? Aux commentaires Twitch? C'est normal, sur téléphone tu peux pas. Oh putain, la pub. Voilà, on a lancé la pub.
She's out of your league, mate.
Thank you for the correction.
Well, you have to be more careful.
It's all part of his long-term plan to get fired live on the news at 6 in front of the nation.
Can someone warn him it's going a little too well?
Hello, garden furniture that looks like a car! Garden furniture that looks like garden furniture! Come on down for a crazy...
This is important. New government censorship should show up in blue. Same as regular censoring.
Ah, ils veulent que je sens sur le gouvernement. Ah, maintenant il y a Advance qui veut que je censure les propos qui sont pas en leur faveur. C'est pas obligatoire. Mais... On va devoir se placer entre la résistance et le gouvernement maintenant. C'est génial, hein?
Megan.
This is Jeremy, and he'll be interviewing you.
Yo, thanks for having me on your show, man.
It's quite alright.
Yo, just a quick one. You're not gonna...
J'ai pas envie de censurer les propos qui vont à l'encontre du gouvernement.
Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. I'm Megan Wolf. Later, we have an exclusive first look at a theatrical sensation everyone's going to be talking about. But first, it's time to go over to the culture spot with lovely old Jeremy Donaldson, who's joined by a very special guest. Jeremy.
Thanks, Megan. I have the honour and privilege of being joined by hip-hop royalty. He's been called the son of the streets and the father of truth. Not sure how that works, but whatever. Let's welcome Jesus!
Thanks, Jeremy. Yeah, it's a real honor to be here on your show, The News. You know, as a kid on the streets, I used to watch you through a window of the shop, so to be here right now is crazy.
You've had quite the journey to be here today. Can you tell us about it?
Well, you know, I try not to, well, you know, the past is the past, and I don't like to dwell on it.
Ah ça, comment ça? Dis-moi maintenant plus, Chicken.
All I remember, like, my mother donated me to a charity shop soon after I was born. Elderly lady took pity on me. You know, she let me sleep on a pile of crime fiction until I taught myself how to walk.
Ouais.
Wow, that's quite the childhood.
And she died tragically. Right there in my arms, man. You know, I remember a tear falling as she laid there next to the used homeware. And in that moment, I became a child of the streets. I was just 18 months old.
What a tale. What a tale. You're known for your direct and honest lyrics. Was your style informed by your troubled past?
Well, like I said, I try not to talk about it. It's just too hard.
Of course.
But my first album is about the story of the first 4 times I stole, so I wouldn't starve. A small group of infants came to see me as their de facto leader. They call me
Le PTDR, ça a l'air d'être un gros mytho, lui.
Anyway, we were like a family.
So it would seem. Recently, you've been quite outspoken about the government.
Yeah, fuck the government. Fuck Advance. Fuck Peter Clement.
What is it that
J'ai pas censuré les propos anti-gouvernement. J'ai censuré que les gros mots.
You know, they stole from us. They're taking our money and spending it, man.
Redistributing it. Actually, homelessness has been all but eliminated in the last couple of months.
So?
Surely that's a cause close to your heart?
Yeah. Nah, of course, man. Very much so. I just mean, like, why do I have to pay for it, you know?
You don't. People have been rehoused on property seized from the historically wealthy. And that couldn't have been you, could it?
Look, yeah. I worked hard to be here. I built this from nothing, and I deserve to be rewarded for that.
Would you say you worked harder than, say, a farmer or a care worker?
I don't know. But if people are taking something from my music, choose to value it, buy it, who's to say I don't? And no one can take that away from me.
Not even to help, say, vulnerable children? Mr. Cheese Slice?
What is it you're trying to say?
I just don't understand where you've placed yourself politically. I mean, is it ideological or is it tactical?
Well, it's more of
Or
like...
maybe it's hereditary.
Stop trying to tie me in knots with your words, Jeremy. I let the music speak for itself. And the people
Je le sens pas.
me.
Well, that remains to be seen. But you have given me a very easy segue out of a conversation that I promise you was much more painful for me than it was for you. So here he is with his hit song, Mrs. Ludlow's Tears.
Oh, no. I'm going to do something a little different. It's a new single I've been working on.
Oh, so this is unapproved, is it?
Yeah. You love it.
Excellent. Don't worry, we've got a state-of-the-art censorship system.
Je le sens tellement
What's the
pas.
worst that could happen? So here he is with a new song. Aren't we lucky? It's Jesus!
First, you're gonna pay up. You're gonna pay back.
Well, we're all different races from many different places. At any given moment, only one could be the greatest. So you can feel elation from your participation. Still 2 leaders in this motherfucking nation. Now we're getting sanctioned, talking about expansion. Why does Julius require a massive fucking mansion? So fuck all your schemes. I don't need your freaky team, and I don't need your help to achieve my fucking dreams.
J'ai pas envie de censurer en fait ces propos anti-gouvernement.
And you can call me crazy, cause no one ever pays me. But I won't waste a lifetime being motherfucking lazy. I may be inventive, my taste may be expensive. But why would I get out of bed with no fucking incentive? Although it's contravention of your obvious intention.
Censure bleue, je les cale pas tous. Je pense que c'est important de le laisser s'exprimer quand même.
All our dreams, all our schemes, all our means are not the same. The best of the praise of the crest of the wave. Cause we're only equal people when we're motherfucking slaves.
L'instru tout éclataxe, mais complètement. J'ai censuré certaines parce que je veux quand même que le mec reste en vie, tu vois. Mais on sait très bien tous dans ce live que le mec là il risque sa vie. Putain, la censure est avec lui.
The ones who now finding out their bank accounts are empty. The ones of aspiration who had to flee a nation. The ones who built a business out of dreams of perspiration. There's all sorts of people, the good and the evil. It only takes a glance to see we're not all equal.
Ah, y a pas d'égalité là-dessus, je suis d'accord. Non, je ne censurerai pas ça. Ça c'est censure bleue, je la fais pas. Advance va pas m'aimer. Moi j'aime bien l'air quand même. Alors je t'explique après. Bah le but c'est juste de faire de l'ambiance, oui, pour les danseuses. Oui. Et nous on est là en train de... Clairement là on vient de se placer en fait sur notre fort broadcast. On vient de se placer résistance. On vient de se placer résistance.
I'm sorry. I might not agree with you, but I'd just like to offer you an apology. I've just been told that there was some kind of issue upstairs, and an attempt was made to censor some of your lyrics.
What? Are you joking?
I'd just like to say to you and everyone at home that this was a mistake.
This is absolutely ridiculous. I cannot believe this.
Elles ont pas tous été censurées.
We pride ourselves on remaining neutral, unbiased, and independent of any outside interference. You have my word. We will never censor ideas. Back to you, Megan.
Well, a bit of dangerous language there, sorry about that. Well, thank you to little Jeremy Donaldson for providing our culture spot. Coming up, we'll be speaking to a couple of familiar faces about their upcoming dramatic outing. Don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
That's the ads.
Ah, on a encore un truc après.
Just a mix-up, I'm sure. Now, if you come with me, I really do have to ask you to
trust
leave
me.
it.
My father's going to hear about this.
I understand. This is unbelievable, Megan.
I don't know what you're talking about, Jeremy.
C'est un peu chaud là. On va mettre du shampoing, une pub pour les shampoings après. Qu'est-ce qu'il dit le gouvernement? Le segment c'est normal. C'est normal. On s'est placé politiquement, c'est normal d'avoir un... Pas du bidule balle. Oh non, il y a le prof de maths, non, pas lui. La pub du bidule balle, il y a une pub bidule balle. Ah oui, si, oui. On va mettre le bidule balle après, ouais. Bien vu pas là, bien vu pas là.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back, and no, you're not mistaken. Sitting across from us are some very familiar faces.
You really are too kind, Megan. It was only a yogurt commercial, but I'm still proud of it.
Here to talk about his new show, we're joined by National Treasure Tommy Harris, the National Theatre's Philippa Rayton, and National Deficit Jeff Elmer.
Non mais le bidule balle, t'inquiète, tu vas comprendre ce que c'est. C'est un sport de merde. Même moi, j'ai pas toujours tout compris, mais c'est ça qu'elle disait Léa la fois qu'elle comprenait pas. T'étais pas là quand elle en a parlé, Léa.
Picture this. Their legs are kimbo, mid-session, sweat is pouring out of me like an immense hog. And then Cindy comes in, she says, Pete's on the phone.
That's Peter Clement, the Prime Minister.
Yeah, Pete's actually a really good mate of mine.
Oh, is he really?
Yeah, no, he comes to training sometimes. He's actually a pretty good goal sweeper. Anyway, so, Pete, he says, Toby, he thinks my name's Toby, see? He says, how would you like to spread your message of team spirit and cooperation across this fractured nation? How would you like to really make a difference in these desperate times?
Ta mère.
What did you say?
Yeah, right, yeah.
So, Jeff, the question on everyone's lips is, what in God's name are you doing here?
Ah, well, After the success of my debut work and all the people that I've touched, I knew that I had a career in theatre. Yeah? I've always been an admirer of Tommy from afar. So when my manager phoned and said that I'd been offered the gig as director, I was ecstatic. I whipped my trousers off and got straight to work.
Why did you do that?
I do all my best work with my trousers off.
Yeah, I've been told that too.
No, I wouldn't say so.
Right, Tommy, sorry, would you just give us a sense of what the show is actually about?
It's about how hard it's been for me and some of the struggles that I've faced. It's like really getting to the heart of how tough it is to be me. I call it Tommy Harris, Jesus, that was hard.
Catchy. We actually have some tips
Je
of the
pense que oui.
process of the show.
Chicken.
Would you mind telling us what's going on here?
Yeah, so the show is built around two things that are very important to me. It mixes scenes from my life as well as epic fantasy retellings of scenes from my life.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
I'm sorry, son. You're an embarrassment.
But Dad, you promised you'd come to my graduation.
Back, demon! Back to the hells!
Wow. Philippa, what's it been like co-starring with Tommy Harris?
I've always dreamed of treading the boards at medium-scale regional theatres, Megan. And for once, this show really gives me something to sink my teeth into.
What's different about this show, then?
Tommy, Mr. Harris's show really lets me show my tremendous range
Oh
as an
non,
actor.
mais ça a l'air.
I've always
C'est encore de la merde, leur pièce de théâtre. Mais arrêtez, les artistes de théâtre blancs. Les gars ont encore fait des trucs à con. Je dis ça parce que la fois déjà c'était un truc à la con qui était là juste pour masquer tout le malheur qu'il y a dans ce putain de pays.
Jeff, the viewers at home will be dying to know exactly what is it that you bring to the show.
Oh, good question. I think these guys would agree with me when I say that it's my steady hand on the tiller, my arm round the shoulder approach that's really brought the production from strength to strength.
Absolutely right. Jeff's contributions are immeasurable. He was our rock.
Can you give us a sneak peek of anything else that might be in the show?
Yeah, all sorts, yeah.
Yep. We've got lots of exclusive first-hand experiences of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
And some epic fantasy retellings of Tommy's time in the underground sports board scene.
Yes, just to suffer.
You'll never take the sacred path!
And am I right in saying this was officially commissioned by the government?
Yeah, all paid for by the taxpayer, which, you know, to be honest, was actually a lifesaver, really.
I think it's fair to say that without Advance's support, we'd have had to cut the finale.
Yeah.
Which frankly would have been a travesty.
Complètement.
Goodness, and you do this every night?
Absolutely. It's a metaphor.
For what?
Death.
And the public are footing the bill, are they?
Too bloody right they are. Between the cost of my tour bus and the dry cleaning of my ties, I'm barely scraping a profit here.
Amazing. And where can the folks at home come and see this for themselves?
We're performing all over the nation.
And people can see it for absolutely free, all courtesy of Advance. Isn't that incredible, Jeremy?
Yes, it's unbelievable, Megan.
Well, thank you all so much for coming. Next time we see you, no doubt you'll have taken our jobs.
Yeah.
That's all we have time for tonight. Join us tomorrow when I'll be interviewing the world's most attractive horse. I'm Jeremy Donaldson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. And from all of us here, have a peaceful night.
That's the ads. Let's get reset for tomorrow, please.
Ah, là je vais entendre la pub de Bidule Ball là. On va faire. Pas là, c'est pour toi. Je veux ce jeu de société. Ah là, c'est pour toi, hein. Calme-toi. Mon dieu. Le sportsboard. Normal qu'on a eu un E. Indice de diffusion B. Vous avez reçu votre plein salaire. Fortune actuelle. Dur de boucler les fins de mois. Ouais, normal. La résistance nous apprécie plus. Parce qu'on n'a pas censuré tout le morceau. On a envoyé chier le gouvernement. Du coup, maintenant c'est votre avis. Qu'est-ce que ça donne alors du coup ce deuxième épisode? Bon, toujours un peu concon, mais on voit un peu plus quand même ce qui se passe au niveau du gouvernement. Non, ils sont pas très contents visiblement. Ça me rappelle d'autres pays. Et vous en pensez quoi? J'adore le présentateur qui meurt mentalement. Non mais lui, Jeremy Donaldson, genre il est mort à l'intérieur. Il est mort, il est décédé le pauvre. Genre vraiment. Hein. Il est décédé mentalement. Bon allez, si vous voulez en parler en vocal, il n'y a pas de problème. Moi, voilà, je vais couper en tout cas.